You're live.
Well, this
And
wasn't
Gigi,
supposed to be the thumbnail. I just had to go at what Marcus was attempting to do.
I couldn't get a clear photo of any of it. Really bad. So it was gonna be a knockoff version of what would Manny do? And so that was the knockoff version of what my intent was. I think this was all right, but it means nothing. It means nothing. It has no context for either one of the shows.
Neither did Gigi's thing, though. That wasn't even a highlight
No,
of the show.
no. I picked Gigi for the views for the last time. Previously on Gigi Dolin thumbnails, 9,000 views.
Welcome, everyone, to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am Lord Manny Hayes. He is
Marcus the Grand Finale. And one of my favorite things that you changed, Manny, is the title. You just switched it and flipped the word. Gigi's New Look, it became the first spot. Like, hell yeah. We have so much to talk about today between the midweek wars or anything else. But, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. I don't even know how to start the show anymore.
To be honest, I don't today either, because, we're in the middle of, Dynamite didn't seem to care too much about Dynasty. NXT didn't really care about this episode nearly as much because they were on the way to spring break-in. And, it felt a bit flat, both shows.
Yeah. And I think both shows, I'm not saying they were bad shows. I'm just saying they were both competing with the NBA in their playing games. And I feel like either one's not going to do well. I didn't look at any of the NXT ratings and whatnot, and I'm probably not going to even look at the Dynamite ratings, but I feel like the NBA is probably king on those nights anyway.
I can tell you what the rating was. NXT 600, AEW 800.
You know what? I believe you. I believe you had him. I believe you had him up. Just ready to go.
No, I think do you know what? I think AEW probably dipped into the 700s again. Actually, if you're being honest about it, probably dipped into 600s. A good episode of NXT would do about 600.
5 or 6, yeah.
So this episode, you're probably looking at about 5.
We should start taking bets, but it's always in the same range of 800 with AEW, 8 to 9. If they get up to 9, they haven't got up to 9 in a long time, but it's always in the same
range. But even they got close with Monet.
Yeah, that was it. That was the end.
How much is it? How much you put that to the lead-in of the Big Bang Theory?
I'll give Big Bang all the theory, and then you got to count Overrun too to the show after Dynamite. So there's a lot that goes into these ratings and stuff. But let's talk about the show, Manny. I believe you did not take notes from Dynamite again this week.
Yeah, but you know the reason why I didn't.
Yeah. No. I know. I'm not saying there was no shade at you. I was just leading in. There were no notes for you, which means we're going off Marcus, the grand finale's memory, and what is important. And I'm going to tell you right now, Manny, it's been a long time. I feel like a very long time since Jon Moxley walked out on a Dynamite and talked. And it was so refreshing. I was like, oh, thank God.
You know what? I wasn't even put off by this week.
No, I kind of missed it. Because he was doing it. He did it later, too. And, I kind of missed Jon Moxley. And I was like, it's been a while. He has not been on the show. And I think the show has actually suffered from him not just being there to just give a promo or just talk shit. All he was doing was talking shit. I'm the IWGP champion. You get knocked down, you get up. Yada, yada, yada. Good rah-rah speech, but it was so much better than hearing Edge talk about the negative bullshit or whatever else is going on in Dynamite in the past few weeks. It was just nice to just have a good, I'm talking about wrestling promo to start the show. And I was hyped. I was like, all right, Dynamite.
I was thinking on the train when I was watching this, is he the most one of the most underappreciated wrestlers of the modern era? Because of the way he wrestles, because he's always bleeding, and because he left WWE on his own terms, and then is kind of the biggest success of the jump overs between companies. But do you think because he's not with his Shield brethren, he's underappreciated as a wrestler? Because I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is. Like, I think there is appreciation. Is he the best wrestler out there, or does he put on does a lot of stupid shit and bleed and stuff his match? Yes, and I think that's what turns people off on him. But he's consistent out there. He goes out there. He cuts one of the. He still, even though as a heel, he cuts the top babyface promos of the show.
Yeah,
he basically goes out there and he gives 100%. And you know what? I think he won like MVP in one of these awards a few years ago, and it was well deserved. And I think him and Orange Cassidy, you put them on a Dynamite. I feel like I'm watching Dynamite when they're not on there. I feel like and I'm not talking about Orange Cassidy in tag matches. I'm talking about singles match Orange Cassidy by himself, minus the best friends.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm watching a Dynamite. My feelings are completely different probably from anybody else. It's probably Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and and I guess the EVPs or some shit. I don't know who falls in that fourth out, but those are like the people who are like, these are my mainstay Dynamite guys who, if they're on the show, these are my safe spot where I'll be like, oh, this is a good segment. We're going to have a guaranteed good segment. So he goes to talk his shit and he kind of just leaves.
Oh, wait, he calls that Powerhouse. He calls that Powerhouse.
I think that's the worst thing. Imagine me. All right, man, imagine a basketball team or, and they're saying, I want to play the best. I'm the best in fighting things. I want to go out there. And then you pick the Detroit Pistons. Like the worst possible team. And that's what I feel like he did. Because in that group, Hobbs has never won anything. I think he had the TNT title for about a minute when he was with QT Marshall. But he is a losing franchise.
Yeah.
If you were really a man, you would have picked Takeshita or something. You don't say, I'm picking the baddest dude in their group. The man that never wins? Basically Black Panther? Actually, Shane Taylor's Black Panther. I'm sorry, Shane Taylor's Black Panther. Well, that category of the people who lose every week? Penta, Shane Taylor, Brian Keith, the bounty hunter. It just goes on and on. It's the same people.
For a while, the picture of the bounty hunter, I just thought that was Stokely in a poncho.
He can't be passes that. Like if you tell me they were related, I'll believe you. I'd be like, oh, that's Stokely's brother right there. Younger, maybe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So anyway, we now after Jon Moxley cuts his promo, the rated R superstar music hit Edge, and he's coming out because we're getting ready for our mixed tag match between Willow Nightingale and Adam Copeland against Julia Hart and Brody King. Now, previously on AEW Rampage, I believe Julia Hart was injured, and I believe this may have been a cover-up for her injury that she didn't have to compete, that they attacked Willow before the match. Do you think that's true? I don't know if it's reported.
Maybe.
But I'm giving this segment a strike, Manny. And you want to know why? Damn the injury, I know. I'm going with logic. Willow was attacked before the match by an unknown assailant, Statlander, who's attacking everybody, using her alien ways. Anyway, attacked by an unknown assailant. Huh?
She ain't an alien anymore.
Once an alien, always an alien, man. You can't. I'm not giving her. I'm not giving her Earthling papers.
If she ain't booping people on the nose, she ain't an alien anymore.
She's trying to hide. Don't let her twist you out. I know an ET when I see one. So she's attacked. It's the second week in a row someone was attacked before the first match of the show. I could have gave 2 strikes, but I'm only going to give 1. Manny, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to chime in. So this match was a mixed tag match.
Yeah.
Correct? Explain to me the rules of any mixed tag match.
The moment you tag the opposite gender in, both of them become legal.
Yes. So,
yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. Willow gets tagged in, Julia walks away, and then somehow Edge spears for the win.
Yeah, no, that's not even my problem. That's not my problem with it. The attack in the back. What was the benefit? There would have been no benefit for Julia and them to attack her in the back. So Edge would have to fight Brody King. Edge is a singles wrestler, and he fights Brody King. I think he's beaten him before. So there shouldn't be like, oh man, he can't tag out.
It's just to prove a point, Marcus. It's just to prove a point.
So I feel like they missed.
Just take someone out to prove a point.
They missed the opportunity to take advantage of this. Oh, he's at a disadvantage because Julia can break up the pin, and whenever he gets a pin or something, we missed that. We didn't get a lot of that. And then so Willow comes out there, she's limping and all beat up a little bit. And she tags in. She beats up Brody King. Did happen.
It did.
And then Edge tags in, gets a spear for the win and whatnot. I just thought it was stupid for a mixed tag match. What would have happened if Brody King tagged in Julia Hart? Do we just start counting Willow Nightingale out?
I'm going to give it a strike for something ridiculous.
Okay.
I allow blind tags where you tag the person on the back. I do not allow you tagging a foot. When Edge left that foot hanging out so Willow could tag in that way, unacceptable. So that's my strike.
You can't tag the foot. I don't know if that's a legal tag team rule, but Manny, I will go to the rule book and we will figure this out. No tagging the foot. So anyway, Edge wins. Post-match shenanigans. The House of Black don't like it. And in comes the CEO music, where I immediately muted my TV and said, I just can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. He saves her with a chair. And then, she teases that you may want to hit Willow. I don't know where we're going with that. Willow seems to do nothing wrong. But yes, she wants to hit her every week.
I've altered the CEO chant.
To what?
So it goes CEO, 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 and then you follow it with does nothing, does nothing, does nothing,
does nothing, and she will double down on doing nothing because when you go to AEW Double or Nothing, you're more than likely probably going to get nothing.
Yeah, ridiculous.
But yeah, this is as Eric judged Lexis King, who will not be judged this week. Even though he did kind of appear on NXT. We judged Mercedes on our side. Bad Mercedes this week. I don't know her outfit
the promo was awful too. The whole promo was awful. I think we missed the promo. We skipped over the promo, but the promo was bad.
Yeah, so the segment when John Moxley did Mercedes in the back, and then Edge and them made their entrance. Yeah. I skipped over it, but it was a bad promo, and I don't know what she's trying to accomplish with any of this. And they should have just left her off TV until she was healthy. She said she's not healthy until Double or Nothing. They should have just kept her off TV until then. Moving on. And I'm thinking AEW had a nice start. I thought this was a really good start. I thought we got away from all the bullshit last week, from all their WWE rants. It seems like that's all it was. WrestleMania happened. We're going to rant on WWE in the whole weekend. Fuck on that. Fuck all of that. And so we move past that. And now we get to unnecessary shot of Tony Khan in the back with the Young Bucks as they control the show. And then it's the Young Bucks, Okada, who threatened Pac against the Randall team. Well, I guess they're not that random. 2 members of Death Triangle. I dare you to catch 3 of them together. With Penta and Pac. Teaming with
Garcia.
I'm now gonna nope. He lost the name. I'm done with it. After I saw his pants this week, I'm 100% done with calling him Danny Garcia. He is now known as just Fandango 2. That's all he is. He's Mini Fandango. If Ricky Starks is just a mini Rock, this is just Mini Fandango, and you know it. And everybody knows it. He's doing a dance. He's coming out there with the long pants, with colorful. It's a full thing. He's not anybody to be taken serious anymore. He is Fandango 2, or Fandango Jr., or Fandango Light. It's all acceptable answers.
The bit that opened this match with the Young Bucks in the back.
Yeah.
This just showed Tony to be not the owner. He's a pushover that nods his head and goes, yes. They're ridiculous.
Yeah. It was just more confirmation that, oh yeah, this guy's a clown.
Yeah.
He does nothing, and as the Young Bucks run amok in their abusing their EVP status. Tony Clown, wow, Tony God, that was not intentional. But I know it's been said around. I've read it a few times and seen it in places. But Tony Khan is a joke, and we're just like, go ahead, roll the show. Shut up. I didn't need to see him this week. No. I'm just saying. In fact, I am giving them a strike for showing me Tony Khan, just like I'm giving WWE a strike if I see Triple H again this week. It's too much.
You know he's going to show up this week for the belt.
Not for SmackDown. I'm going to say for Raw. The cycle begins on Raw. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because he has to give the tag titles to Waller and him. If that's still happening. Unless they keep their ugly belts, which would be horrible. Horrible! Anyway, it was a fun match. A lot of stuff going around, a lot of moving parts. I believe Matt Jackson begins to do commentary on the match with a microphone as well. Yeah. And all hell breaks loose. But at the end of the day, the Bucks pins Danny Garcia, who's only there to take the pin. Because Penta's probably tired of laying on his back. Who I like to call Mexican Ishii, by the way. It's Penta. Just laying on his back.
You can't call him that.
Why not? Who does more jobs? Who does more jobs?
Phoenix.
Ishii, Penta. Ray Phoenix is dead. He's dead. I don't even know what injury he's coming back from this time. It's just been so many.
So what happens when you move too fast?
Yeah. That's what's gonna Brock Breaker, slow down. You don't want to end up like that. Or Nathan Frazier, not Brandon Frazier, the well. Anyway, post-match attack.
Of all things you remember him from, the whale.
It's the most recent?
Now I'm going all the way back to the Mummy.
Yeah. That's like watching, there's Sheamus in the Mummy. And now there's Sheamus now in the well.
That's harsh.
That was me. That was harsh.
No, I'm going to say something worse later in about maybe 10 minutes. So carry on. And you know what?
Manny gets canceled.
You know when it's going to come up.
I know when it's coming up. I exactly know who it's coming up for. But we're loaded up. Anyway, post-match attack. The Bucks are doing stuff. Then Pac chases them off with a hammer. It's basically it. After getting the EVP trigger, whatever, he still comes back with the hammer and makes a save. Penta does a half-ass attempt to make a save too, but whatever. So now we cut to the back. I believe Samoa Joe is sitting in the chair with Renee. I'm going to put these two segments together, the Renee and Swerve interview and Joe. So Joe's by himself with Renee, and he's talking about, Dynasty, he's going to beat the hell out of you, and Swerve's a choke artist.
Yeah, that was so we already know the finish. Joe's going to get choked out at Dynasty.
So swap the camera. Renee decides to swap seats for the later segment as she felt more comfortable in Joe's chair. And Swerve sat on the other side, and she asked him the question. Joe was like, "You a choke artist? You think I'm a choke artist, Renee? Joe, I'm calling you out later tonight to end the show." I didn't know he was gonna call him out, and the show would have been over. We're already overrun status.
Yeah.
When he decided to walk up to the ring, if the show would have ended, we would have never saw it. Thank God Tony Khan paid for that overrun. So they had their post-game interviews and stuff. And then the next match, I believe, is Orange Cassidy versus
the man with the many shapes. The man with the shape.
I don't know why I brought it up earlier. Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions. The man came more shapier than ever. I would hate. Honestly, Shane Taylor's body type is the type of body type I would hate to buy clothes for because you just don't know what looks right. It's gonna look right in the ads. It's gonna look right on everybody else. But because your body is so wavy, it's not gonna work on you.
He's gonna wear Spanx. He has to wear Spanx. You know stuff. Basically, like what he wears in the ring to keep all to kind of minimize the jiggling.
Yeah. Okay.
But Marcus, I can't have I can't watch this match. I just couldn't. I can't watch Shane Taylor anymore because the man starts sweating just peeling an orange. So I can't imagine him fighting an Orange Cassidy. It's just, he's
You mean his juice is already closed?
he just looks like he'd get tired doing normal things. And break
But
out
he does it. You know, in his defense, Shane Taylor does not get tired and he keeps going. He comes off as tough. He's just him and Ivar has the same body type. It's just Ivar's wearing a lot of Uggs and fluffy shit.
Yeah, but I accept Ivar because things don't jiggle as much with Ivar.
They do. It's an equal amount. Ivar have it all covered up because he's wearing all his bullshit. They're jiggling the same way. If we were to put them both in bowls, people would both say, "Oh, that's the white Jello." And
no. As I've said, not Braun Breaker. What's it?
Baron Corbin?
No, the Talking Barrel. What was his name?
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed is a talking barrel. He built like a barrel. Ivar is built like a boulder. Shane Taylor, you can't tell what shape he is. He is a shapeshifter.
I believe they're both mountains of the desert, except for Shane Taylor is a bit of a mudslide. It's a little bit more kind of out of proportion, like the rain has hit him or something. So I don't know. It's really hard to compare. They're just both big dudes. Anyway, cheating happens. Shane Taylor's lose. Orange Cassidy whoops his ass and he lays on his back as doing what he does best, jobs. Trent showed up too wearing a Best Friends t-shirt. And I think this is the first time we saw Trent since he turned, which I guess.
Still no follow-up on that.
Yeah.
Still no follow-up on why he did it.
Follow-up. Yeah. No one's asked him the question of why or whatnot. Orange Cassidy's always been better by himself. They were trying to sell all the company. This is the first time he's coming by himself. Now, doing that whole international, whatever his title was called. I get them all mixed up now. Because there's a continental title that Okada has.
Yeah, and then the international title.
Yeah, it's really confusing. It's just the Intercontinental title. Put them back together. He came up by himself and he was fine. And I thought this was a nice showcase of Orange Cassidy getting on the right track and whatnot. But anyway, moving on to the back. Or moving to the next segment. This is the back. Jay White's talking about the Bang Bang game. I don't know if you want to just say pass on all of this.
Pass. Because it was like, it was just setting up it sounded like it was just setting up a Rampage match.
Yeah, but it is setting up the match for Dynasty for the trios titles of Ring of Honor and
but if this doesn't lead to a unification, I don't care.
Yeah, they never said unification. They just said both titles are on the line.
Yeah.
I need a unification because yes, I enjoyed Jon Moxley coming out there with the IWGP title, but you know what? When you think about it, that's just another damn belt on this show. Too many damn belts on this show. Continental, International, IWGP, TNT, TBS.
Can I just say, we didn't say it at the beginning, but I don't think that's the right IWGP title to be coming out. Like, I'm not impressed with that title. Like, the older one, yeah. That looks cool. The one, the AEW title is kind of built, kind of like, took inspiration from. But this one, we all know what this is. It's a Divas title.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly. New Japan. The title came out. Everyone hated it.
I even missed I missed their Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
because their US title looks horrible. When it's the right side up, it looks upside down.
Yeah, absolutely, and it needs to be gone too. Bring back the Intercontinental title, and bring back the original or the previous Strong Style IWGP title. That's the real title. See, it just takes it away. It takes it away. Bring it back. Stop bullshit, New Japan. Maybe when he loses it at Forbidden Door to somebody, I'm thinking Shota Umino. Who knows? Anyway, We cut through the bang bang game and all that shit, and they're gonna fight and all
Ishii is
that.
going to win the big one. That's what's going to happen, Marcus. Ishii is going to win the big one. He's going to win the biggest bag possible.
And then losing to some indie show in America.
Can we also just point out, I said this on the 18th of April, 2024. Note the time, note the place you were when you heard me say it, and then when it happens at Forbidden Door, Manny was right. He said
Manny
this before
right.
anyone.
The main event of Forbidden Door, John Moxley versus Ishii. And Ishii's gonna retain.
He's gonna win that title.
Yeah. Yeah, once he loses it. And I'm gonna challenge Ishii to a match on ETE, and I'm gonna win the IWGP title. Because that man will lay down for anybody. Next match, Will Ospreay, quote unquote, the possible best wrestler-ish in the world, ranked 3 in the rankings.
Your rankings?
No, in the AEW rankings, he's ranked number 3.
Oh, okay.
Not mine.
I mean, he's
mine,
number 3. He's number 3 in the grand finale rankings.
He is. No, you know what? He might be. Yeah, he's 3. Bryan Danielson got him. Gunther got him.
I think there's an argument that he's above Bryan Danielson. But again, it's subjective.
I can go both ways. To be honest, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna fight you. Not for that. Not for a 2 or a 3. I'll fight you for 1. I'll fight you for 1, but I'll never fight you for 2 and 3.
Thing is, if you look at it in a statistics kind of way, the way that the quality of matches that Ospreay puts out, and I'm to be perfectly honest, I told Marcus off air, I wasn't really feeling this match, but it wasn't a bad match. For the consistency you're going to get from Will Ospreay, and because Danielson is currently towards the end of his career now, where he's going to start winding down and not have as many matches, Danielson has to have a 5-star match essentially every time he's on air to match even a 4 out of Will Ospreay. If Will Ospreay was to continuously have 4s and the occasional 5, that would outweigh whatever Danielson done. And I think for that sake of the argument, I would put Ospreay into the 2 spot.
Ooh. Yeah, I told you, I'm not going to fight you for 2 and 3. Let's fight some people for the silver medals. Are we in both agreement that Gunther's 1 right now?
Yeah. This is completely like, this is our subjective view. This is, someone's in the chat. No one's in the chat today. Jimmy's probably here, but he's being very quiet. But if it's subjective, it's our view. So like, you're obviously going to probably think someone else is in that number 1 spot. But like, I think from what he's done and the improvement he's had, I think it's Gunther.
Yeah, and what we're basically talking about is work rate in the ring.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about best wrestler, I like to put the whole category into it. But when I'm talking about like in ring worker, I'm talking, that's a different language. It's different language.
Yeah, and I think Gunther's come a long way in terms of some storytelling. Whereas I think it's different when you're a white guy in Japan. You can just yell nonsense and not really have to tell a story going into a match, which has normally been the case. I think Will has some things to learn about storytelling, and he could be up there as number 1.
Yeah, but he has the charisma already. He just gotta have it. I think produced or aimed back because a lot of screaming, so they had to yell about like, oh, this is like okay.
Yeah,
but I think Will could be the number 1 guy in the company. It probably will be by the end of the year.
Which is kind of why I'm a little bit bummed, because it could have been a good thing to see Will working with this new, I don't want to say it, this new era, this Triple H era this Triple H era in WWE, where he's got a look where some of these wrestlers who's done interviews recently talking about the flexibility you get in terms of your character and types of matches you have, and then working with them to like make it something. Whereas like they're not going to be completely dismissive of what you want to do. It would have been nice to see someone like Will go over there, and then I think they would some of Will's ability, you could probably turn him into the next big star.
Yeah, but even then, even if he's not in WWE right now, I still think he made the right decision of taking the bag and fly back and forth. Like, he got a really good deal from what it sounds like. And I'm taking that deal all the time. And Will is still only 30 years old. I can pull an AJ Styles and go in my later years and still be that same star. Like, he can go the AJ route. I'm like, oh, yeah, here I am. Star. Still a big star. Still crazy to me that AJ has more years in WWE than he had in TNA. It doesn't make sense
But that's also the thing, like Triple H said, is like some big names from the indies don't always make it. So I think if you go the AJ route, where you hone your craft in different companies and do what's best, and then go there in your in essentially your prime, you're more likely to make a big splash in the big leagues.
Yeah, and what does it say? And I also say, what is the, it's something to say to building a franchise. That franchise is going to be built around you. Like, if he went to WWE right now, he's not taking Cody, Roman, The Rock.
No, yeah, he'd be a mid-carder.
All these people's spots. He'd
be a mid-carder at best.
He's at this point, Ricochet, maybe Sami Zayn will probably be the highest he can get to, or Jey Uso.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but if you were like Omega, I'm at the end of my career, I would consider going. Because, I mean, how much more money could he get? I'm either retiring or I'm going to WWE at this point. Like, there's nothing else he can do really in AEW. Like, he has nothing to prove. Like,
I mean, he's done it all. Like, he wasn't. There's no need for any TNT title. There's no need for a Continental title.
Yeah, it's just WrestleMania. He's like the fucking Undertaker at this point. Like, he may as well just go. It's WrestleMania is the only thing left for him. Like, I believe that should be on everybody's WrestleMania or wrestling to-do list. Like, oh, I made it to WrestleMania. Even Brody Lee's kid, -1, is like, this is what I want.
He's been to 2 WrestleMania main events, 39 and 40.
Yeah, and he keeps saying, "This is what I want. This is what I want." Like, it doesn't get bigger than that. Anyway, Cesaro and Ospreay, like you said, I wasn't feeling the start of the match, but I got into it later. Into it, I thought the big swing counter into a DDT was one of the most unique counters I've ever seen in a wrestling match, because I didn't even consider, like, not with my abs. I'm not trying. I don't have that. But it was really nice. Cesaro takes the loss, and then after the Couch family decides to, jump Cesaro some more and, get the heat back, keep the heat on. The moment you get your heat back, just keep the heat on. Ospreay don't really like it. John Moxley makes the save for Cesaro because he's the only surviving member of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, the Callis family need to be stopped, because if one man can take out 3 guys,
yeah,
they don't deserve to exist.
Yeah. Moxley's like, oh, I'm taking no Hobbs, the baddest dude on the planet. He ain't that bad. He had a 3-on-1 and ran away. Ospreay wants something to do this. He's like, what are you guys doing? And he's walking away. I don't even understand why he's still with this faction. They're never actually together. They only break up. They've only been breaking up since he showed up. Like, they've never actually. I don't even remember all of them being in the ring together, similar to the Blackpool Combat Club. It's rare when they're all together and it's like, yeah, all right, we're a team. Like, he's never teamed with Hobbs. I don't think he's ever teamed with Takeshi. He's fought them all. He's fought each and every one of them.
Yeah, like,
I've seen them fight more than they teamed. So this breakup means nothing to me. Anyway, the show is now concluding. We're now in the overrun time. Swerve finally makes his entrance, and then he learns the news that Samoa Joe left an hour ago. That would have been funny to me. Like, oh, what? You said you were going to call him out, and that was like an hour in the middle of the show. You didn't do it. Samoa Joe just assumed you weren't going to do it. You going to wait till the 10 o'clock mark or the 7 o'clock mark in Pacific time to show up? Anyway, he calls out Joe. Joe comes out. Security's there. Swerve jumps on the security guy's face. And then I think he lands on his feet and stands in front of Joe. Right? I think that's the way he Fire Brothers somebody.
Yeah, and then this pull apart was a really waste of time. Like, can all wrestling companies stop with the pull aparts to go into go home shows? Like, it's happened too many times.
Yeah, pull apart, security getting attacked. This is how, a good old fashioned. Last week's contract signing, was it last week with the contract signing and he bled
When
on
he
the
was
pin
bleeding,
or something?
Yeah, that was
Or
cool.
was that the week before? That may have been the week before. That may have actually been the week before.
And that was cool. And that should have been the last sticking point, because that was cool when what was it? Vince signed the contract in Austin's blood, which I thought was cool. Then it was a cool little spot, and then that led to the match.
It's always worked. It's a few
Yeah,
times.
then it led to the match. So when it leads to the match, like the match is like the following weekend, it's much better than lingering.
Yeah, they had no more build for this. It was nothing else to do. It stopped after that contract signing. It was like, oh, we got nothing else. Swerve's probably winning the title, but I think it's a little late. I think it's late.
Yeah, I think the moment's kind of passed.
Yeah, it was a good moment about a few months ago when he was beating up Hangman, and somewhere around that triple threat where he should have won, and now he's gonna win, and then eventually just lose to Ospreay probably by whenever All In is. So it's not gonna be the long title run for him. Yeah, he's gonna get the lesser treatment of Kofi Kingston.
Although, Marcus, they may pull the trigger on All Out the week after All In, because big matches happen in Chicago rather than the biggest crowd. Unforgivable, Tony Khan. Unforgivable.
Manny, how do you feel that Nick Khan confirmed that we're moving into NXT right now after this, but Nick Khan has confirmed that WrestleMania is not going to the UK this week, no matter what John Cena or even Cody, I believe, even teased the other day.
Cody continued. I was about to say, I was gonna lead on. Cody continued the bullshit.
Yeah, he's gonna continue the line of bullshit, and I believe that's the legacy of the top guy in WWE. Bullshit the United Kingdom, because Nick Khan came out and said, "Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be in the United States, and it's definitely gonna be not on the East Coast outside, but in a dome somewhere." So I'm hoping Vegas. I believe I saw Maurice politicking for Vegas. I think that's the better town. I don't want to do Minnesota. Minnesota's no disrespect to all the Minnesotians out there, or the Gagnes, or anybody else, or Shelton Benjamin, or whoever else is in Minnesota. Vegas is the hotter town. It's the hotter town.
It is, but I feel like they need to go somewhere in the middle at some point.
Yeah, the Midwest and stuff. Somewhere in the middle. They've done Texas. We've done New Orleans. Minnesota's just there. I don't want to go to Minnesota. It's cold.
Poor you.
Poor me, exactly. And
you only have one type. You only have one type of season, hot. Poor you.
No, Manny, the type of season isn't hot. It's perfect. It's called perfect weather. In Vegas, if they did it in Vegas, it won't be perfect weather. That's hot. That's hot. I don't win in that scenario. I don't like sweating that much. I'm going to be sweating this Saturday anyway. I got to pull out my fucking shorts, which I don't like wearing. I'm a jeans man, but I'm wearing shorts. It's going to be fucking terrible.
Off jeans. I've gone off jeans. I don't wear jeans anymore. But chinos,
you don't wear jeans?
Chinos,
look at you. You're matured. Sign of getting older. Yeah, but I don't wear shorts at all. Like,
I'm always in shorts. I'm always in shorts. Like, even in winter, if it's a short distance, I'll just go to the shop in shorts. I'll walk there too. Yeah. That's how I roll.
Casual. Yeah. I can't do it. I like jeans. I feel like in case anything pop off, I'm able to, bob and weave, slide on the concrete, knee somebody in the face, get into a street fight, whatever they can. I live in a rough neighborhood.
See, Marcus, I'm more agile in shorts.
Just be like
those cuffs below the legs. They cause wind resistance. If I need to be at my fastest, they need to be gone.
Well, back in the heyday in the 90s or early 2000s, I would always wear, like most black people, for no reason, we would wear shorts under our jeans in case there was a pickup game. There was no real reason behind it. It was just
what type of shorts? Basketball shorts?
It'd be like basketball shorts, yeah.
The long ones.
Always ready for a game. Yeah.
The long. Oh no.
They're relatively long. They'll be relatively
Nah.
long. And you have them under there. And just to
that's
let people
aggravating.
know that you're ready.
In your weather, that's just aggravating ball sweat. Nah.
It is. It really was. It really was.
And then for the big guy, not just ball sweat, the inner thigh, the inner.
But you're always ready for that pickup game, or as Shane Taylor said, the wrestling match.
You know, Shane Taylor's wrestling gear this week was like he was about to go swimming.
It looked like somebody ripped up his scuba gear. Why my scuba gear got these holes in it?
It's like he borrowed MVP's wrestling attire and was like, why have you stretched it?
Anyway, moving on to NXT.
I've got notes on NXT. So NXT kicks off with Noam Dar versus Dijak. I thought this match was really good. And you know, on Raw, on what we did on Tuesday, I broke the star rating system.
Yes. I think you gave out 72 stars and divided them by 2.
But today, there was a move on here that I'm not breaking the bank on stars, but I could easily have done. There was a fisherman buster.
Manny, I gave him a strike for that.
No, you can't give him a strike.
Don't tease me with a good time. Don't tease me with a good time. That's all that was. I don't want the buster.
No, you got upset because your heart was broken because Maxine Dupree did the perfect plex. It is perfectly acceptable to bust out a fisherman buster on a giant of a man.
It's impressive, but I want the plex. And I want it to be for victory. It was like seeing Andrade do the Canadian Destroyer to Dominic Mysterio on the hardest part of the ring and it not beating him. Or the other way around. I don't remember how it actually went. But it pissed me off. Yeah.
Noam Dar wins after a distraction from Oro Mensah with the Nova Roller. I don't believe Oro Mensah has anything to do on the show other than just be a distraction and get hit with doors.
Yeah. He's a goon, Manny, and I believe he has no of the metaphor. He would be considered the quote unquote Janetti of the group. I believe Jakar Jackson has a higher trajectory of just standing there licking a lollipop than old Oliver Carter over there. What was last carrying mail for? Was that ever explained?
Yeah, never explained.
It was never explained. It seemed like they was going to be a part of the match, and it never happened. These two of my favorites. I enjoyed the match.
Ava's getting a strike, as she should.
Yeah. Again, I give her one too.
Why does she need to point out that she needs to do her job? She was like, Ava tells Dragunov she doesn't think that it's fair that he has the night off. He goes, you're the GM, do what you've got to do. So, but she let him pick his opponent, and he basically went, it's first come, first serve kind of deal.
Yeah.
She could have just told him he was in the match. What, is she afraid of him?
You see what she started to, Manny? She started anarchy too. Anarchy later in the show with everybody running out to the ring to stare at the Mad Dragon Dragon in the eyes. Who awkwardly did not help me with his promos, where I'm like, you know what? He was more subtle this week. However, I did not like him talking to Ava like this, holding his title. I was like, why are you standing sideways?
I wouldn't want to look directly into her eyes either.
Well, you might find The Rock.
You might.
There's nothing there.
You might actually just see through her and be like, you have no charisma at all.
There's nothing there, guys. How did you get this job?
Who's your mother? Why is her genes overpowered The Rock's genes? She must be the strongest woman alive.
Or the Rock's new kids are gonna have all the good shit.
They look charismatic already. Those kids look charismatic.
That's the fourth generation right
there. We get Lola Vice versus Sol Ruka. There was a few mistakes in this match. Like they seemed lost at points in it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's a terrible match. It just was. It was okay, but there were mistakes here and there.
Yeah, like there was one that was like a clothesline on a rope or something that they both looked at each other and they were like, "You're supposed to." and then they did it again, and then it's kind of just like still awkward.
Yeah.
I will preach that So Roka has done moves that I've never seen women do athletically ever in my life. With every flip that she does, I go like, damn, she's extremely athletic.
Lola Vice wins with an assist from the see-through pants of Blair Davenport.
Not just see-through pants, Manny, bell bottoms. The back. See-through bell bottoms. Which, when you think of Blair Davenport, you don't think of, oh, this is the outfit she will wear. I feel like this is not her at all. I was like, it seemed like she was hanging around Ariana Grace and was like, hey, this is for you. And like, I guess see-through bell bottoms is what I wear. Although I bet you she was cool and comfortable the entire night. Looks silky.
I was at the airport earlier today and I saw some like interesting looks. Like you may wear like a casual suit and put some sneakers or trainers on with them.
Yeah.
You never do the opposite. You never wear leisure wear or like tracksuit bottoms and the track top with dress shoes. You just don't do it.
No.
I saw that at least 5 times at the airport today.
I demand that person is arrested and committed. All those people need to be stopped. They might be involved in a new terrorist organization known as the Dress Shoe Gang. At this point, they need to be stopped. Are they tap dancers? What the fuck are they doing? And they like, I just want to break these in. That's so weird.
Marcus, this look was maybe cool, maybe when Hammer Time was a thing with MC Hammer. but Hammer Time has been dead for 40 years and that look has never come back until today.
No, and never will. Stop. No, it's not. Hasn't been. It's terrible.
Natty gets on screen, says she wants Lola to show what she's got in an NXT Underground match. Carmen says she'll be in Natty's corner. Lola says she won't be able to handle this heat. And just wait and see who will be in her corner at the contract signing.
Bravo on your Puerto Rican accent right there, Randy. I think you nailed it. But I was hoping it was Fight Pit and not Raw Underground. I thought we would leave the Fight Pit. But whatever.
Soroka wants Blair in a no DQ match. Gigi goes dress shopping with Ariana Grace. They find a green dress. Gigi adjusts it to her style. Nonsense happens.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference of the original dress and what she did, the alterations. They showed it and I was like,
the black stuff she added. It was just a green dress and then she added all this black.
Okay. Whatever. I thought the dress looked nice either way. Is this going to be in a tag team? Where are we at with this? What's the point? We waited like 5 weeks for this because there's weeks when they were like, next week we're gonna do it, and then we just get this, and it's like, oh.
Well, I also think there's elocution lessons as well where she learns to talk proper, like a lady, like a distinguished lady.
Can't wait.
Marcus, I have another top 5 brewing.
Ooh.
It's the top 5 English people I do not care about, and Ridge Holland is on that list because he takes on Joaquin Wilde, who gets choked backstage and it's caught on camera. Was this a shot? Was this a shot?
I didn't even get it. Maybe if Ava said she was afraid for her life, I would have taken it as a shot, but I don't think so. This is more anonymous AEW NXT parking lot bullshit. I know, hilarious if it was.
Ridge catches Wild into a dive into a power slam, then does some package DDT thing for the win, which I'm actually very like, why was this here?
Yeah, man, I'm shocked you didn't give it a strike for Joaquin Wilde, being a former Filipino who denounced his Filipino heritage, and for Ridge Holland just existing.
Well, Detective Dominic Mysterio has outed Joaquin Wilde as not being a real Latino.
Yeah. So it should be a lot going on here. Ridge Holland is falling to Lars Sullivan category with me of like, Although I
Ooh.
think Ridge is a much better wrestler and a much better personality. I just think he's in that category of I don't think anything's gonna work. I think you're gonna cut ties with him.
I think he needs to go. Briggs has 2 broken ribs. Ivar tells him to rest a couple of weeks because he's been in the trainer's room a lot. Let him fight Oba, and then when he wins, he gets the first shot. Briggs says no, he should go back to Raw and get beaten up by Sheamus again.
By the way, Ivar again can't just show up in his casual wear. Again, like it's just going to NXT looking for a fight. It takes away from I'm a mystical Viking guy.
No, Marcus, no, because skinny jean Ivar is more interesting than regular Ivar.
I don't like it. This man looked like he should be working at my comic book store, giving me good advice on which Black Adam magazine or comic book I should read, or which X-Men magazine will help me prepare for X-Men 97 or something. He looks like a nerd.
Marcus, one, do you know how hard it is, one, for a fat man to do a cartwheel, and then 2, for a fat man to do that cartwheel in skinny jeans, and then 3, do a springboard when you know that isn't a good idea because you're wearing skinny jeans. Fear.
Point cooking. Yeah, that is fair. Every fat man's fair. Jay Taylor can do it, Betty. Jay Taylor can do it.
Really?
I believe. Jump, James, jump.
This ain't no R-Truth believe shit.
Yeah, it is. Put the Vaseline on that shit and jump, Shane.
Shane don't leave the ground.
You know, I've never seen him actually leave the ground.
This man's
Even when
grounded.
he takes bumps, I feel like that man just goes to one knee first.
He went to Top Gun Academy and was told, "You are grounded, sir."
Andre does the jumping here.
And Antina Gogo just does the punching. And Andre chases Thea Hell.
You know, together they would make one good wrestler. Right?
Maybe that's what they are.
Jump.
Maybe that's what they are. They're the Voltron. They're the Voltron. They're the Voltron of the black wrestlers.
Yeah, they just need somebody, and I form the head. I'll give that to Jay Lethal. Why not? He ain't doing shit.
Andre Chase talks about his gambling, how he had it under control, but he knew Thea could beat Tiffany Stratton, so he decided to risk it all. But after seeing her suffer, he had to throw in the towel because he just wanted her to be okay. Thea apologizes. And then Tony D. I don't actually understand this segment, and I thought it was ridiculous on both parties.
My interpretation, after going on the internet, because I didn't understand it at first, was that they killed Drew Gulak. You got rid of a guy, and the guy was Drew Gulak. I believe it's Drew.
Everyone involved should be in prison.
Ooh, prison.
They all involved. They're all involved in something, whether someone did it or not. Someone had to call the shot of get rid of him. They asked them to do it. They're all liable.
Yeah.
The only person I don't think the only person I don't think liable is the woman, Rizzo. There you go.
Why? Why? Because she's what? She can't get her hands dirty.
I don't think she's in boss level territory to be involved or knew what was going on.
She's just a debt collector. Level.
Yeah, she's just a debt collector.
I'm innocent. She'll probably be a stoolie that turn them all in. But Drew let go because of Ronda Rousey. You think that's right or wrong, or what's your stance on this, real quick?
I mean, it's an allegation, but you have to prove it.
Yeah,
I don't think you should be fired over it.
I don't know what the investigation entails, other than this happened. We have footage of this random day at the Performance Center.
Yeah, if there's footage, sure, but it's just 2 people. You have to question the other people, and this was ages ago. It's not like it happened like several weeks ago. It's ages ago. I heard a rumor the entire family may be getting called up in the draft.
The Don?
Yeah. And I don't think they should do it. I don't think they should do it because I think they will all get released because there's no... When you do the accent thing, it gets played out very quickly, and you have to bring something else to the table. If you don't bring something else to the table, which I don't think these guys do, really, like Tony D is just an average wrestler and isn't ready. I don't think he's ready for a call up. If you bring them all up and they're gonna flounder on that main roster and just be there, they'll be like them. And I don't think you need another set of them. And I think they'll just get released. We'll be clamoring for their release in about 6 months if they do get called up.
Yeah, I don't really see much in this group. And, Tony D's all right, but this whole mob thing isn't going to fly on the main roster. I just don't feel like it's going to work. It's not going to work for anybody.
It's not going to work because, the Judgment Day can easily take them out if they go to Raw. The Bloodline will destroy them if they go to SmackDown. So if you're claiming to be the boss of something, you clearly ain't.
Yeah. We already have the final boss. And he don't fuck around as he told the referee to referee.
Yeah, Meiko Satomura also doesn't care.
Yeah. So I don't think we need one more factions on the main roster until this faction of all. Because I think there's going to be, they said they're going to have NXT in the draft. People may get pulled down to NXT or whatever, but it's not. I don't see Tony D and them making it. There's a lot of people in NXT where I go like, oh, they might fit, but this group, nah.
No. So Dragunov versus Javon Evans, or as Marcus called him earlier, Levon.
He's not Levon. I had it mixed up. I thought he was a Levon, not a Javon. I could have swore it was a Lee. They changed it. They must have changed it. It's like the Berenstein Bears. Apparently, they're the Berenstein Bears. Who knew?
So Javon Evans made it into the ring before everyone else. There is no show on Saturday, and I'm just going to say it for him. Bad Lexus King, because he didn't make it into the ring.
Nope, didn't make it. He had one job to do.
Yeah.
He didn't even bring out his sliding chair. The sideburns wasn't even on point. It was just like, get out of here. You didn't make it. You let Javon Evans take your spot, who I'm going to argue and say might be the next AJ Styles.
Too early to say,
athletic. He's only 19.
But he's very athletic. And the match he had with Dragunov was a star-making performance. Like he shone last week against Crucifino, but this week against Dragunov, big time match.
This felt like John Cena versus Kurt Angle, to be honest. On a very, very small scale.
I think it's actually bigger because this match probably went on longer than that Kurt Angle John Cena match.
I don't remember how long that match was. I just remember going
and Javon Evans actually took Dragunov to the limit.
Yeah. But it wasn't to the limit where I was like offended by, how I was like, oh, they should be going 50-50. I felt like his shots, whenever he got hit, it was like he got knocked out. Basically. And Dragunov was in control of the whole match. And it was just like, fuck, just stay down. It wasn't like a one, like, oh, I let all my moves on you and all that. No, but he showed a lot of athleticism, and it was a really good match for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think this might be their next NXT champion, too. Youngest NXT champion ever, I think.
You know what? They're getting rid of. They're not getting rid of. Melo's going to the main roster, and I think they may be okay with Javon Evans coming through.
Yeah. I mean, he already took Wesley's spot. That's what I was telling Ryan all day. It's like, Wesley, you may as well don't come back, man. This man took your job. He took your job. He's taller. He's younger. He's more athletic. This is how fast it works in the WWE.
Can he talk? Can he talk?
He had that one. He had his vignette. He seemed okay. There is a little bit of charisma to in the ring, but due to next week, if he don't say anything at spring break-in in a random interview, then I'll be like, he probably can't say nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk. I'm a fighter.
No, he don't sound like that, Marcus. Thea Hell takes on Tatum Paxley. Yeah. I thought this match was okay between Thea Hell and Tatum Paxley. But then the longest distraction run-in thing happened because I feel like Jasmine Nix was on the apron and she took and distracted the ref, but she was standing there for what felt like 20 minutes before JC did whatever she needed to do to Thea Hell.
Yeah. one punch or whatever she did. It didn't take forever. It was a long distraction, I guess, but a fine match.
And then
I think we need to
pull apart.
cut down on distraction finishes, though. I feel like that's like every match in NXT.
And then 2 pull aparts within one segment. JC and Thea, and then Tatum and Lyra, which I thought was too much. It was cool. It added to putting 2 stories together. But I just said the exact same thing about AEW, and I think we need to minimize the amount of pull apart.
We're not doing the Jerry Springer show here, guys. We're not doing that. And that's all this is becoming on all these wrestling shows. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, TNA, who doesn't matter. Everybody's doing security guard pull apart. Security guards get beat up.
Then an infant called Roxanne Perez was saying things in the back. And she claimed Ava's job was easy. And then Ava was like, if my job's so easy, maybe you can go into a triple threat against them both. I thought, oh, okay. Tatum's going to become the new NXT Women's Champion.
That's Roxanne, and maybe Lyra both get called up. Mostly probably Roxanne. That's just like, damn you, Ava, taking TV time. Maybe she'd get drafted to Raw or SmackDown, and Thanos snapped.
She's never going to get released, Marcus. This is the problem.
By the way, they fired your boy since this league.
I didn't know he was still employed.
Yeah, me neither. He was released this week. Apparently, he hasn't been doing anything. He's just been sitting at home. I think they forgot.
Apparently, so he was part of the UK scene allegation thing.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. What's her name? Mariah May had some things about him.
Oh, yeah, he's guilty. Did we even cover the Mariah May? We skipped over that in the AEW report.
You skipped over it. You were doing the notes.
I was going off memory. And nothing memorable happened. Thunder Rosa painted on Tony Storm's face in a camel clutch. That's what happened at the end of all that. And there was a kerfuffle between the save with the Virtuosa and Thunder Rosa, and stuff happened. Solid match, I guess. It wasn't memorable, obviously.
No. And why did this match even happen? AOP versus Malik and Idris.
I don't know. This is interesting. They got 2 segments this week with them getting their quote unquote pump in with Brenly, whatever her name is. I forget what her actual name is.
Again, she's too happy. I don't like her.
Yeah. Happiness is evil. But AOP destroys them. And these are another 2 people that I'm like, just put them on the chopping block, man. It's over. They're never gonna do anything with them. I mean, I guess you do need jobber tag teams, but they've been jobbing for so long.
Yeah, their time is close. Briggs and Ivar. Ivar wins. They need to stop trying to make Briggs a thing. It's not.
They're trying. They're really trying every week. I'm gonna be a fight. I'm gonna give you a fight of your life. JBL said I'm good. Ivar whooped his ass. And he's not good. He's just not good.
Ivar gave him the dirtiest big boot to start the match.
Yeah.
I was like, that's how you do a big boot.
I mean, honestly, that's what it felt like when he did it. That's how you land a big boot. Because Briggs' boot always goes far to the left, far to the right. He never gets his leg up high enough. He misses completely. It just looks bad.
Yeah.
But I always like seeing Ivar get in front of the kids.
And then Obafemi was asked how he thought about Ivar's win. He said it was interesting. And then knocks down Oro Mensah again. This guy's a fool.
I don't even know where they're going to. I feel like they're going to end up teaming with each other somehow. As Noam Dar seems to go in babyface territory and leave Metaphor behind.
Maybe. Trick Williams takes on Carmelo Hayes in a steel cage. Trick wins despite all Melo's useless bodyguards getting involved. Utterly useless.
I would say one guy was useful who handed Melo the baton to hit Trick with, but apparently not useful enough. As in, they climbed the cage and Trick was just like, pya, Yeah. One by one. It was easy. It's like, oh, these guys are soft.
Yeah.
And Trick wins with the knee. I didn't really enjoy this match. I thought it was lame. I just didn't get into it at all. I thought this cage match didn't work. I don't like the cage for one. It's just
It
feel
seems
it.
small.
Like,
The cage
yeah.
seems small.
I mean, they're in that little warehouse, so it has to be smaller. But it seems smaller than normal, and just like it had any effect with the people. It wasn't good. I'm going to agree with you, Meltzer, one time. Wasn't good.
Yeah, NXT was okay. I mean, just felt like they were phoning it in.
Yeah, it felt very transactional. They want to go spring break in. They want to get to the draft. That's all we're at, because I don't think they know who's leaving NXT yet exactly.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to invest in any of the characters right away. So
I mean, I'm leaving Roxanne.
I think there's probably 3.
I think Roxanne needs to stay, even though they're hinting that she could go. I think Roxanne needs to stay. I know that mainly because like that. Do you know what they did with Bron Breakker? They kept him because he turned heel around the draft last year, and then let him work on a heel persona. I think that seems more worthwhile than taking her up. Even though Roxanne is like ring ready to go to the main roster, she just isn't. She's not viable as a heel yet. So like, you need to see if she can do both before she goes up.
I can't imagine her standing in the ring in front of 13, 12, 10,000 people and cutting a promo.
Yeah.
Just be absolutely horrible. Like in front of the 50 or 60 people or whatever they have in the NXT Performance Center, it's not good there. I can just see them wetting her. They can shake her out. Like, I just don't see a lot of it working.
Yeah.
Ilya, I feel, will be fine. Carmelo will fit right in. But, they'd probably just fall in the mid-card somewhere. But of all the people that may get caught up, Ilya might be fine, but that's really it. I don't know where else we're going. Trick may lose next week and get caught up.
Maybe would be good, but you purely bringing him up on charisma, and I still think Trick has got a lot more he needs to learn down in NXT. So like, if you bring him up just based on charisma, you're gonna have a Liv Morgan situation where she's charismatic, people like her outside of this podcast. I mean, you and Eric don't like her, but like when you see fan reaction to her, and obviously like kids reaction to her, people like her. I think you're gonna have that type of situation. And the same thing with Alexa Bliss. Like, people like her, but like,
there's
no real end product. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what your character is. You're just here. Especially if Trick is separated from Mello. He's just kind of gonna be there. The best thing you could have did for them, I think, would have been to reunite them tonight after this fight in the cage. He earns his respect. They reunited, and then if they do get caught up, it'll be a tag team to protect each other.
Yeah.
Where, they have this popularity. Trick is already popular, and then you can just do the whole shit again when he turns off them again, and then at least have somewhere to go, direction-wise, instead of just being on the main roster. But we'll see. That's where we're at NXT. Jamal's chimed in about the what you call him. So yeah, she needs to do something. She ain't really doing something. She's all right. Promo-wise, she's terrible. And then he's like, Trick is more ready to think. Play the NFL. Them boys TV ready. He's TV personality. Trick is fine personality, but in ring, he's gonna he's gonna get booed. He's like the Miz early stage.
No, he won't get booed. I just think he's got a bit. For 6 months, 6 months won't hurt him to stay in NXT.
Yeah.
Like, he isn't going to lose steam. People love him.
But even if he stays in NXT, I don't know who he feuds with for that title. How long is this title reign going to be? Because I already see people with, more potential. Like, Oba's got, I don't think he's going to keep that North American title. In fact, I believe I'm almost going
I want Ivar to win that
Oba
title.
fit me.
I want Ivar to win that title.
North American.
North American.
Yeah.
And then Oba can go take that title off Dragunov.
Yeah. I can see a few things happening where Oba could actually be champ at this point. It seems like they're really big on him, and he's a big power guy. Yeah,
See,
he has potential
we
to be
attempted this
the next
before, but then
quote unquote
Keith
Lesnar.
Lee. They made Keith Lee relinquish one, and then that was it. We tried the champ thing.
Yeah, that's true. But now that was NXT. That was the midweek. Both very transitional shows. I don't think they were both lighting the world on fire. But I thought AEW won this week. It was a nice bounce back week. There was no bullshit this week. I feel like I didn't cover the Jericho Hook segment as well on my notes, which I intended to just leave out. I didn't care.
So I was going to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time the hook sign really irked me.
Really? Today it's been going on. It's been irking me for a minute now.
No, because Marcus, whenever he came out, I've normally seen it at ×4 speed, so I barely noticed it. When I watched it in real time on my phone today, it bothered me, and I'm like, in any scenario, Hook is not the first person I'm calling if I'm putting out a sign out that I need someone to come.
I'm sure he's looking at his phone anyway, eating chips. I just think it's a lame sign, especially when they say it's the hook signal to the sky. I feel like it's so lame. I don't know. It's lame.
Hook is the last person I'm calling for help. Just this. Give me the Obafemi sign.
Give me the dude that threw the hat up. Just throw the hat up for somebody. Give me all those people. I think all those people for Hook.
Yeah, so that was the show this week. There is no show this Saturday. There is an ETE episode, the 420 episode of ETE this Saturday.
I gotta remember to upload that on YouTube. It's edited.
Yeah, you might want to do it. You might want to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I realize I haven't did it yet. It's already ready to go. I just didn't upload it. I'll do it later today.
And before we go, there is an update that we need to have. Were you able to charge your phone?
I will tell you my battery life, Eddie, and you tell me is my phone charged. It's currently at 63%. Now the question is, do I have a charger?
How did you charge it? I
used the old wire I had, plugged it into the computer, which has a dongle, and it's charging 1% every hour.
So to get 63%, you've had to wait 63 hours. That's like 3 days.
Well, I'm sure I'm exaggerating with the hours part, but it's nowhere damn near that. It's slow as hell. It's slow as hell. But no, after I leave here, after the show, Manny, I plan on going out into the streets, into the real world, leaving someone's mother's basement, and going out and going to actually get a real charger.
You know, at the airport today when I was picking up my uncle's, saw multiple chargers. Multiple.
But are they good? Are they good? Because you just think you can get one for cheap, and you realize, like what I got right now, it's taking 6 days to charge 63%. By this point, Moses would have crossed the Red Sea and the desert for 40 days and 40 nights or whatever it was for 40 years, and I would still be on 2% battery life.
It's actually ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous that you let it get to this stage.
You know, it happens. It's a challenge, you know. It does challenge me not to look at my phone because I realize every second counts. Every second.
When I'm at the hospital with my dad, I'm constantly looking at my phone because, like, sometimes I'd be just sitting next to him and he's asleep. So, like, I'm playing games on my phone. I come back home. Like, this is like practically a brand new iPhone. My screen, my phone battery, I've gone there at 100%. My phone battery's down to about 60. If you even attempted that, your phone would have died.
My phone would have just said, "Fuck you, fuck you." It was his last words. Buy a new one, bum. Just get a charger.
I mean, you could upgrade your phone. You're due.
Homeless guy. Huh?
You could upgrade your phone. You're due. You're due an upgrade.
I'm well due. I'm well due. I'm like 6 years or more behind, or whatever it is. I'm well due for a new phone, and I understand that. But you know what? Let's let this last. Let's let this last a little bit.
Jamal said, "I watched all 40 WrestleManias by the time your phone is 100% charged."
Facts.
If it's an Android, no, it would last.
No, it's an iPhone like 9 or whatever the hell it is. 11? I think it's 11.
Do you know the reason I don't like Android? It's just not consistent. You will from phone to phone, you wouldn't have the same experience because it's a different version for each different phone, and then you've got that phone's software on top of it. So, like, what I like about the being on Apple is it's the same thing wherever you go. It's like you get a new phone, you plug it in, it's the same thing. It's basically the same old phone. It's the same phone as your last one with maybe just updated things in it.
Yeah, and it just connects to everything you got. If you're already indoctrinated into the Apple community, it just works better. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever switching. I don't have beef. I'm not keeping it. If you have a Google Pixel or whatever, or Android or Samsung, whatever you got out there in the world, I don't go and be like, my phone's better than yours. I'm not that kind of person. Android. I think those people need to stop. I think whoever's out there, phone snobs need to stop. Oh, look at that. Oh, you got an Android. Oh, you got an iPhone. Oh. Look what mine can do. Yeah,
I had the first Android. I upgraded from a Sidekick 3 because who made Sidekicks cool? Veronica Mars.
Yeah, it was just the Sidekicks was the most popular phone in the world, and I don't know how they lost the market.
It was so cool.
Just like, oh, I flip this over. Oh, look at this. Look at me.
Keyboard. It was a better BlackBerry, but BlackBerry had that market cornered.
Yeah. Eric had a Sidekick. I had at that time, I think I had a Nokia burner. It was just basically a burner phone.
Yeah, and then I upgraded to the first Android, which was very similar to the Sidekick. It was the I think it was the T-Mobile G1. Not the obviously not the the tournament.
It wasn't the climax.
But it was very I know. Yeah, it was a very early build of Android, but it was very clunky. What I remember. But then I was just like, I always wanted an iPhone because I had a MacBook. It just fit well. I was just like, and then it just began where you just start accumulating Apple products.
Yeah. It only makes sense once you go down the road of what you're going to decide with, whether it's Apple, Samsung, or whoever. Sometimes it just matches the outfit.
Yeah.
I have an Apple laptop. Of course, I have an iPhone. It would look weird. That would be like me wearing Adidas shorts with Nike shoes. It's wrong.
It's wrong. But
or Nike. Don't you call them Nike?
I call it Nike.
Yeah. no please.
There's no thing on it to make you go, oh, it's pronounced this way. There's no like, do you know like France where they have the thing above the E? Like it doesn't tell me that there's an accent on it.
It's Nike. It's true. It's true.
But do you know what the Samsung ecosystem isn't that bad either.
Yeah, I think all phones are good. I just think we're just spoiled on what we use. I don't care how many pixels my camera got. All I want you to do is work the apps I need you to work, and answer calls and text messages and charge. And that's all I need my phone to do. That's all I need my phone to do. I don't care about these special way to text. Oh, I can plop you out of this photo. I don't care.
It's cool. I mean, I've seen those ads because they always play them when I go watch movies of the Pixel 8 Pro, or what you could do with it. But then in very small letters, it always has to go through the online server and then come back to your phone. So it's very slow in reality. It's not as quick as
TV?
Yeah, it's not as quick
They
as it
made it
is
seem
on
like it was
the
like
thing.
right away. Like, oh, let me
No,
get
it's
this
not quick.
out my photo.
Yeah, it's not that quick. But like I like the concept of it. But like the photo you get when you do that is not a real photo at that point. It's all AI generated. It's like that's not real. None of this actually happened when you can. If my face in the original photo is like this, and then you're able to change it to, it's not a real photo.
Got a point. Remember that time you smiled? I never smile. Look at this one. Oh, you motherfucker! You ruined it.
I mean, the pictures I have at Pro Wrestling Eva, the only pictures I have where I'm smiling. All the rest of them, me pulling this face.
And I wonder why, man. You're being fed and you're looking at scantily clad muscle women all lubed up.
What you try? It's a sugar rush, Marcus. Not my fault.
Man, he's looking at all types of cake. That's all I know.
And they're doing their War Games match in their next show, which I'm looking forward to. It's not 2 rings though. It's basically just a steel cage match, but War Games rules.
It's Lethal Lockdown, like TNA.
Yeah. So 8 people in the ring, which is going to be chaos eventually, but they have a running joke now where they brought a door. It's the same door every time to be used as a weapon. The door is currently 2-0 against the women.
The door has not broken. It's not breaking, right? It's not broken. Yeah.
Broke 2 attempts. It has not broken. It has broken the individual.
Some door. That's some door. That's some door.
It's an incredible door. It's the Obafemi of doors.
Unbreakable. Doesn't matter if you. Well, it's the door that if you send this door, expect it back. It's gonna come back. The door will return.
So yeah, we will be the next show. Likely is probably dependent on me again. Will be Tuesday, and then we'll see. We'll take it from there.
Yeah, again, we're going day by day, seeing where things are. If there's going to be a show, we will. There may not be a show days, and you guys, it's the last show. If you guys weren't here, Exodus why Manny's father is ill, and it's serious, and we may not be able to make shows because of it. So it's fine. It's better for Manny to take care of his family and himself at this point than talk nonsense on wrestling and breaking chairs and stuff. And hearing stories about my Chargers.
Johnny Autism Wrestling. If you ever meet Tony Khan, I will tell him, look in my eyes. What do you see? The cult of personality.
You don't want to get a man. You don't want to stress that man out. You don't want to get a little PTSD. He may see a man do like this again.
I tell you what, though. Do you know the fake lunge you do at people to scare people?
Yeah, the like one of those flips.
Yeah. Naturally, I think Tony Khan would fear for his life if you did that, though.
Yeah, he ain't a Kobe. Well, oh shit! If you know who do it to me, I'll probably do it too.
Not so much, Jamal, but thanks. It's tough right now, but yeah, we do. We go day by day.
Yep.
And on that note, buy a green dress, bedazzle it. You may beat Mello in a cage match if you do.
No, I'm saying this: if you see a girl in a green dress like this, you better not be in your underwear like Trick is. Like this, baby, you got my heart. You got my heart. No,
it does look. It does. I mean, it does look like a thumbnail for Blacked. Like if we took our logos off and just put that in the corner, I think people would believe it.
We need to get the Pornhub sound that's on cue. We just randomly have it up.
To do that, we need this whole setup like Eric to have that thing where you have the buttons. It's like I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not getting a soundboard. But yeah, y'all know what Blacked is. If you do, if you don't, you're probably going to heaven. If you do, see you in hell with the rest of us.
And on that note, we out. Peace.